Great fight in the ring, too. People forget Garcia is coming off a long layoff with the suspension, so he will need to take this deadly serious and look impressive, or he may get caught slipping if not well prepared. Romero is no pushover. Garcia and Romero know one another well enough, of course. The trash talk has already started, and Garcia said on X, "Not surprised at Pitbull pulling out, but we get to fight some dog food in Raleigh's." Ryan Garcia will face Raleigh. "Will you earn more than 20 for this fight against Raleigh?" Garcia was asked directly, to which he replied, "Something like that." The May 2nd fight will be Ring Magazine's first card in the United States, now owned by Turki Al Sheikh, director of Riyadh Season and Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, and the chosen venue was Times Square, a completely different setting. "We could have held this event anywhere. We could have done it at any venue in New York, Los Angeles." One day Ryan's walking around talking about fighting Isaac Cruz and all that, and the next day I wake up and it's Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Romero. I guess Ryan didn't really know what was going on. The two are competitors and will be gunning for one another ahead of this one in the press. Neither are introverts and will be promoting the hell out of this fight.
My only concern is beating Ryan Garcia.
You know, this has been a fight a long time in the making for you, Rolly. Ultimately, what do you feel puts you over the line against Ryan in this fight?
I know him. I know him really well.
Is it something similar that because Ryan knew Devin so well, he knew how to fight him? Is that like the mirror with this fight, that you know Ryan so well that you know what to throw at him?
And just before people could get in, Rolando Raleigh Romero, where he will be looking to make his welterweight debut. Given the fact that Garcia is already set to fight Haney in October 2025 and will certainly be looking for a Jaron Boots Ennis fight following that, a potential Garcia versus Paul bout, Garcia thinks a fight against Jake Paul would be financially lucrative. He is also confident of getting the better of the problem child inside the ring. He added, "Even though Garcia has opened up the possibility of a Paul fight, it likely won't happen."
Devin don't have no power. And then also, I mean, want to come in all that extra weight, overweight, so, I mean, that makes a big difference. You know, there's still a lot of controversy going on with that fight. Aside from that, Devin was winning damn near every round that he didn't get dropped. Even the rounds he got dropped, he was winning the rounds he just got.
Segment. Yeah, I had the incident. Yeah, I was drinking. Yeah, I was doing all that. But one thing I don't do is take steroids, you know? And I know in my heart they set me up in that way. Regardless of, you know, what their claims are, they're never going to admit that. Nobody's going to admit that they had that in their back pocket.
It's all live on DAZN Worldwide. 3 fights, all 3 main event quality contests.
And Jake Paul, on the other hand, is always in the headlines. He pulled in huge viewership numbers on Netflix in his last fight against 58-year-old Mike Tyson back in November 2024. Garcia, meanwhile, got into a beef with Jake's brother Logan Paul last year during the buildup of his fight against Haney. When Garcia's activities left everyone shocked and concerned, Kingery made some comments about Logan Paul's Prime energy drink.
I'd love to know, I saw that Ryan Garcia posted yesterday if he was kind of questioning your decision of choosing to fight Cruz when he said you could have made more with him. Tell me a little bit about how you would respond to that.
I'm with Al Heyman. Ryan Garcia's biggest fight was with Al Heyman. The most money they ever made was with Al Heyman, and then he goes back and...
However, at their most recent meeting in New York for their media duties ahead of their fight on May 2nd, Ryan Garcia slapped Raleigh Romero out of nowhere and has just got things heated up in advance. Raleigh Romero has been maintaining a calm personality during their press conferences, claiming he's over the beef with Ryan Garcia. Between them, Ryan Garcia landed a hot slap on Raleigh Romero's cheeks. Of course, you don't expect Raleigh to fight back, not because he can't, but because there were enough people to get in between them immediately. The slap happened. Ryan Garcia's reason was clear. The fight between him and Raleigh.
I just prayed to God, trying to see where he was guiding me. And he just led me to Dallas, led me to Derek, and I pursued it. And I'm here now, and I feel good. I feel, like it's like his family, like it's a bond.
Raleigh's, "I'm going to make a bunch of money." He obviously thinks he's going to win, but again, this is what I see, that he's not as good as he thinks he is in his head. Ryan Garcia on a potential Jake Paul fight. Garcia currently fights 6 weight classes below Paul, but is also one of the most skilled boxers in the world and will certainly be holding a world title at 147 soon. The size advantage for Jake would be huge in this potential fight, though the skill disadvantage is even greater.
So I'm hungry, man. That's why I'm here every day training. I didn't even know this was happening, but I came to train with Derek. And like I said, it's a blessing. Happy to be part of the team. I'm improving, getting better.
Like, Al Heyman offered me a way better deal. Al Heyman's the best in boxing. And hands down, all of us Al Heyman fighters are living great. Ain't one of us complaining about anything.
Ryan Garcia fought to happen anytime soon, as they already have matchups set for the foreseeable future. Jake Paul's next fight is all but confirmed to be against Anthony Joshua, as two of boxing's biggest stars are looking to step inside the ring with each other. Ryan Garcia's next fight will be against Rolando. Like at the time he was saying, "I'm crazy, I'm this, I'm that," when I was talking about trafficking and trying to raise awareness on it. I kind of wilded out on him, and that's where our beef started. I said, "Damn you, I don't like drinking your drink. I'm not going to say it right now because obviously I'm sued." And then that's where that animosity started.
Last question. Final message to Ryan Garcia before y'all fight.
No Vaseline.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
However, Ryan Garcia isn't ready for any friendship at the moment and has taken things to the next level. The pair met in a room for a shoot, and Ryan Garcia was clearly not content with the quietness. He approached Raleigh and pushed him backwards, with Raleigh repeating the same. What I felt like was the victory I always wanted, against an elite fighter, somebody that, I thought would give me my respect in boxing, Garcia said during the aforementioned Ak and Barak.
How you feel about the Ryan fight, man? Y'all both got big personalities, but what's gonna come down to when y'all get in that ring? No Diddy.
No Vaseline.
No Vaseline. I heard that. What you looking forward to most about that card? And being in this, and you're gonna have to spoil some plans because it looked like they got
Exchanging barbs over social media, they had nonetheless become gym mates last month. That rather bizarre dynamic, however, has now been firmly put to bed, with Reynoso confirming to boxing journalist Dan Rafael that he will no longer train. The fight between him and Rolly Romero had been highly anticipated by boxing fans as a clash between two kings of trash talking. Unfortunately, they've both lived below expectations, as they've largely appeared quiet and lenient during their meetings.
Rolly, he just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin's got to fight him.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight. You're just going to be a bump in the road.
He can think whatever he wants. He knows me too well.
How easy is it going to be? How long will Rolly last with you?
Surprise of many, Garcia stated that he would be open to fighting YouTuber and social media influencer Jake Paul. In a recent interview with Ring Champs, Ryan called out Logan Paul as the two are currently having a legal battle. The mainstream boxer has called out another not having any problems with Jake. Ryan Garcia has opened the door for him potential as he is aware of how much money that showdown would make. "Of course I'd give up weight. There's value in the fight." The Mexican-American knocked Haney down 3 times and won by majority decision, which was eventually overturned and declared a no decision. Although Garcia was not eligible to win Haney's 140-pound title anyway.
Going to be the most money you've ever made? What is the money looking like? Mind your business. I'm always going to bring up money.
I'm just watching what you're saying.
You know what I'll do? I'll hire her lower. I'll do higher.
Okay, so let's say for this particular fight against Rolly, would you be making more than 10 million? More than 15? Damn, 20?
The latter filed a lawsuit against Garcia. Ryan Garcia has now said that his issues with Logan Paul don't mean he has any animosity with Jake Paul. Instead, he has welcomed the prospect of facing the YouTuber and boxer inside the squared circle. Speaking on the Ring Champs podcast, Garcia said, "I really don't have an issue with Jake. Have an issue with Logan. The only time Ryan Garcia acted wild was when Devin Haney was involved. However, he won't be fighting Devin Haney until later this year, which makes the Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia fight in need of some intensity. Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia need the kind of intensity that Conor Benn and his opponent are building up ahead. The boxer added,
He understands this generation on how to promote fights. He should be seeing what he's bringing to the table. He's bringing Mr. Beast into play. He's bringing KSI, all these guys that are huge names and that are gonna, amplify the promotion. He's gonna move the needle. You're gonna see it. There is a method to what he's doing,
And I think he's the new guy on the block, but I think he's going to take over.
Ahead of the fight, super lightweight rivals Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez have parted ways with esteemed coach Eddie Reynoso ahead of their upcoming assignments. The pair were supposed to train alongside each other in the lead-up to their outings on May 2nd, when Garcia, 24-1, will headline a card at Times Square, New York, returning over. It didn't take long for King Rai to try to make his next fight into fruition as he called out and took shots at World Boxing Association junior welterweight world champion Rolando Romero. "I'm committing to becoming a world champion," Garcia told DAZN's Chris Mannix following his 8th round knockout of Duarte.
It's weird because he's bringing all the best fights possible. He's making sure that we fight, me and Devin. If you have an excuses, it's not about money.
It's not about money.
And he's exposing people because it ain't about money when it comes to...
Usually outprice themselves out. Now there's
So if they deny a fight, it ain't about money, for sure.
For this particular fight against Rolly, would you be making more than 20?
He added, would only happen years away from now. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out. I'll let you know through this tweet, and I hope you understand this truly. I'm not taking you lightly at all. I'm coming with some real freaking anger, and I'm sorry it has to be you. You can say all the funny idiot you were going to say Tuesday, but if you cross the line, I'ma slap the hell out of you. I promise. 6 did not elaborate as to who exactly he believes conspired with Haney's team to harm his reputation. Haney has dropped his lawsuit against Garcia, whom he accused of battery, fraud, and breach of contract in conjunction with their rematch agreement. When it
Facts, there you go. Let me answer the forward. About 2 seconds. Nah, I mean, who's gonna come to fight? I'm not taking them lightly or anything like that. You know, I'm still gonna try my best, but you know, everybody really wants to see the rematch, and that's where my heart's at. So I just gotta prepare well, and I know I'm the better fighter when I'm knocking out. So that's it.
How close to Devin Haney is Romero skill-wise?
Test. He was handed a 1-year suspension, which ends on April 20th. Romero claimed it's been 8 years since talks about a fight between him and Ryan Garcia began. Well, they now have the fight right before their eyes, and they've taken it with the kind of intensity fans were expecting. If Rollis wants that, bring it on, Rollis. I know you talk a lot. Let's get that going, Rollis. Where are you at? You got beat up by that old dude, he continued. We know what happened. Don't be trying to fake it. Ahead of the event, Garcia fired a warning to number on me. You know, I became very angry. I guess, in a sense, I'm still angry, in a way. Garcia, 20, to make the 3rd defense of his WBO world title against mandatory challenger Arnold Barboza Jr. But while the pair have seemingly been on a collision course for several years, often exchanging barbs over social. I promise you, he added, you are here to be freaking funny. That's it. Funny is what got you here, so don't change course. Grandpa had your ass fighting for your life, and Pitbull had you looking for Easter eggs in the ring, and I'll have you lay your gloves down in the ring like an MMA fighter retiring. The head coach is, after all, preparing both Canelo Álvarez and Jaime Munguia for their fights on May 3rd, the day after Garcia and Lopez return to the ring. So clearly, Reynoso well and truly has his hands full, with Canelo taking on William Scull for the undisputed super middleweight crown, and Munguia rematching Devin Haney in April 2024 and earned 3 knockdowns en route to his decision victory. However, Garcia tested positive for Osterine, and the fight was later turned into a no contest. He was handed a 1-year suspension, which
calls you for early next year. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, let's run that.
And this is what their first physical attack has done. And boxing fans will definitely prefer this over their previous press conferences and interviews. Talks of a possible Ryan Garcia versus Romero fight began after Ryan Garcia had just produced an eye-popping knockout of Oscar Duarte at a catch weight of 143 pounds in Houston, Texas.
Well, I would like...
Romero on May 2nd in his first fight after serving a 1-year suspension with the New York State Athletic Commission. It takes no effort to recall that Kingery was suspended from boxing after testing positive for clomiphene, a selective estrogen receptor modulator, in 2 PED tests in April 2024 when he faced Devin Haney. One that you can come back from anything, and I want to show my dedication to the sport and be a true professional, Garcia said. I admit my mistakes, and I don't want anyone to think that my behavior of drinking and smoking before the fight is a way to behave as a professional. The box that he will no longer train either fighter. It has won over many boxing fans in recent years, but he is up against it next up, against boxer star Ryan Garcia. Speaking to Fight Hype, Romero said, "With Ryan? Yeah, man, it's long overdue. For sure. Honestly, it kind of came out of nowhere." If Garcia gets the opportunity to face Haney again, the former World Boxing Council interim lightweight champion admits he will never truly get over what happened to him last year. What I felt like was...
Ryan, how you feel? You're not back training with Eddie right now.
Feel good. It's a familiar place for me.
Hey, you're looking sharp right there, shadow boxing.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Looks like it's New York, right, against Rolly?
Yeah, it is. It's been a long time coming, for sure.
What do you tell Rolly?
Rolly Romero began the exchange, and expectedly, Ryan Garcia has taken it further. Rolly Romero is a courageous, fierce boxer who brings seriously heavy punches with anyone he fights. This fight style has won over many boxing. Attending an interview for the YouTube channel Ring Champs with Ak and Barack, Ryan Garcia was asked if the upcoming fight against Romero would be the best paid in his career, and he told them that he would tell them higher or lower to the amounts they were told. They started by telling him 10 million, he said more, 15 million, and he replied that it was a large